Hello everyone, welcome to the Watch Poplars. Tonight, I just want to show you how to balance the vigor or the strength of shoots in trees that grow very upward, that don't really want to grow side branches, trees that want to just grow up and have the shoot at the highest elevation in the tree just take off, and the other shoots around it just stay weak and just form stubs. Poplars are especially good at doing this because a lot of them grow very upward. They all, at some point in their life, they grow very upward, especially in your younger years. And some grow more upward than others. So in this video, which will be quite short, I want to prune my aspen and my white poplars. I already pinched the tips off of my cottonwood because there is a branch, there's actually a bud down here that I would like to take over in the autofocus. There you can see it. The bud. I want that to start growing because that will be very valuable. But if I prune this branch, which is weaker, it's below the apex. If I prune that, it's gonna make it more weaker. It's gonna make it shorter, and therefore it will give energy to the apex, which is right here. So I pruned back with my fingernails the first, uppermost nodes. I want to keep the length here, but I just want to kind of give this lower branch some more energy. I will be starting with my aspen, and you can see there's a node here that is missing a leaf, and because this is new growth, and then this is what was contained in that big yellow kind of albino shoot that was starting to emerge in the basement. And so these are the leaves that were in that shoot. So I'm going to prune. Now there's a viable bud right here. And there's some more viable buds down here as well. So, I don't know, but these other buds here somehow got rubbed off. But I'm just gonna deal with that. So, plus this tree wants to grow. It's only growing that branch. And I guess I thought I planted it straight, but it's quite crooked actually. I want it to be straight. So I can probably prune. And I'm not afraid of cutting these back to very, very far on these shoots because they get early fall colors anyway. One thing I'm also trying to do is not very important, but not make the leaves stay on the entire winter. Now, what I see here is one of our snails trying to eat my white poplar shoots. So it doesn't look like it's doing anything else but eating it. So I'm going, oh God, don't try to wrap around my fingers. That's disgusting. Yeah, I already stepped on one of them here. It was very gross. I stepped square onto the snail and it just sent shivers throughout me. Yeah, but the snails, they always roost under the pots and it's quite annoying. But anyway, I'm going to prune I'm gonna prune this new growth flush off. So there is the part I removed. The leaves have not really started quaking yet, but this is a quaking aspen. I can see they're just starting to. I don't know why they're kind of stiff right now, but on some of my other poplars, this one always quakes. Anyway, yeah, so now I'm going to give energy to these lower branches on these white poplar hybrids. I'm gonna prune the tips off of these. These ones also get early fall colors. This hybrid, I don't know why, but last year they got their fall colors in October. I am not gonna prune this branch because I want that one to take over and gain some strength and thicken up, because the lower branches are always thicker on trees because they are older. And I want to make sure that I respect and follow that kind of pattern in the style of the tree that I am growing. So now I will prune this shoot halfway. I'll prune it here. And also, I love these white poplars because their namesake comes from this. And they already have white bark, very pale, and yeah, lovely white leaves. Whenever the wind blows, they all the windward side of the tree turns white and sparkles in the wind. So these two hybrids are done. Now I could prune it farther, and I do think that might be wise. I've got some shoots right here that are growing in very nice places. I've also got a lower branch right here. But for now, I'm going to just prune this a bit further. And same with this one. I'm going to prune it quite short once more, just in case if otherwise the shoots would just emerge from the new growth right at the apex. But maybe I'd get some extensions from these lower branches, but that's exactly what I'm trying to achieve. I'll leave this aspen because this branch is coming off quite low and at a great spot. What are you doing? No. Why? There's nothing for you there. While I am working here, here's some snail damage on the larch, the American larch. They went after the American larch, but didn't go after the Japanese larch, which I think is it. This whole top is dead now, so I can prune that whole top back. So here this larch, there is a branch in the back that it is alive, but I think it's gonna die back to the base and resprout, but I don't think these trees are gonna last anyway. The top was dying. It was still alive, but it was gonna die. There was no foliage coming out from the top, and this one is still alive all the way up to here. However, the snails somehow like this one more. I do not see a future for these anywhere beyond a year from now. If I lived in a colder climate, and if we didn't get such a warm winter, then, if our winters get cold enough for snow normally, yeah, these would have survived the snails. So that is all for today. Thanks for joining me here among the watch poplars.